What a delight to have Melissa on us. This is so wonderful. When did I meet you? How many years ago?
Okay, I think maybe 2014, 2015. Was it?
Yeah. Oh my God, that was a
it
long
around
time.
then?
Yes, that was before you did SNL.
And you were at the other location.
Yeah, I was at the other location.
And I popped in on one session, and I was like, oh, I like this, but I didn't continue. I don't think. But I really thought you were cool, and I thought it felt really nice. And then I didn't continue. And then I did SNL.
But that's funny because I remember going, I really liked you. And I was thinking you take class. I was like, what happened to her?
I know.
And then all of a sudden I saw you and she was like, oh, I see what happened to her. There she is on TV. I was like, oh, she's working.
You're the best, John.
Oh.
You really, I'm so glad I've been in class the past year. I feel like it's been maybe a couple years.
Yeah, close.
On and off.
Yeah.
It's been really good for me. I can tell the difference when I'm just filming any little videos with friends or I don't know. There's improvement there, you know?
I really adore you.
Thanks.
Yeah, really. I'm going to look you in the eyes. I really adore you.
Yeah. Thank you.
You remind me, it's like if you had been, I feel like you would have been, if you were born during the 50s, you would have been on the Carol Burnett show.
Oh, cool.
If you like Carol Burnett show.
Yeah.
I do. Like, I'm like, look at this. I said,
Yeah.
this is you with the Muppets.
With the puppets, I know.
No,
I know.
but you have a unique thing where like you are just such a, I don't know what the word, creator. Like you like your drawings. I still have your drawings. You have these pictures that you do that you don't do them to be rich. You do them because you need to do them.
Yeah.
It feels like the things that you do, it's because you need to do them and you don't know what you would do if you didn't do them.
It would just boil up inside.
It just boil up inside.
I have to release them in different art forms, I guess, different emotions.
Did it start as a form of like self-entertainment?
Yeah, I think it actually the doodles started when I was on the road after America's Got Talent back in 2011?
Yeah.
I was already like, my manager was like, you can headline now. You got enough TV exposure. I'm like, and so I was starting to go on the road doing clubs and colleges, required to do an hour when I only had 15 minutes of bits. So I was bombing so much. So I was alone on the road, just suffering on stage and bombing, and it hurt so much. So the drawings came from just me being in hotel rooms, and it just comforted me. It like released just sadness, fear, frustration, and then it just kept growing. It has gotten better. When I look back at those old ones, I'm like, oh, that sucks. But it's cool to see, like any art, the more you do it, the more it just shapes.
But what made you even put pen to paper? Like,
I loved it in high school too.
Did.
I was always just doodles on the side of the books and pages. Yeah, I always liked it. And even now, I love it. I'm trying to push myself. The other day I drew one because I was feeling like I sometimes procrastinate, and I get mad that I'm a procrastinator.
Yeah.
So I drew the Terminator, but it's called the Procrastinator, and it's the Terminator on his motorcycle, but he has a bubble gun and like just a burrito in his hand, and it makes me laugh, but it's nice to release the truth, but in a funny way.
But that's it for you.
Yeah.
I think that's it. You just said it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It tickles you.
Yeah.
It just feels like you do the thing that tickles you.
Yes.
What was it like? I'm just so intrigued. Your story's just so interesting because I know I met you there before doing SNL. Like you had been doing comedy, and you've been doing improv, or like
I took Groundlings in UCB, but I never got far enough to where I was in a improv group or a sketch writing group, which I think would have been helpful for the SNL years because it's so required to.
Right.
You better know how to write for yourself or you're screwed. And
you had to learn on like just doing.
I learned through practice and watching other writers and other casts you just started to figure out the rhythm of sketches and stuff. But
so when you're on a show like an SNL, you just have to hope that someone's writing something that's right for like that. There's that thing for you.
Yeah. So, but I think you really succeed when you know how to write.
Yeah.
Pump it out quick. But yeah.
But what a journey.
I know.
I know. But so when you were going on the road and bombing, like how do you what happened? Like what do you do with that? You just try to Is to kind of learn on the fly.
Learn on the fly.
How do you and how do you tickle yourself?
No, that was a while till I got to the place of finding my own friend within me. I think that took a long time. I think I was really hated myself for a long time because of those feelings of not being funny enough or enough or but I don't know how I got there, but somehow I did, and I figured out ways to make myself laugh, and even now that's always the key. If the bit doesn't really make me laugh, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
It has to crack me up.
How do you figure out your process for that? Is it just you just write?
I jot things down, and then sometimes even if the best is when I'm venting to another comedian or a friend, and I'm not trying to be funny, or I'm thinking about something like, oh man, that really makes me pissed. And then they start laughing. They're like, well, that's a bit right there. And then it's like sometimes I'll meet up with Kevin Nealon. I know I brag. That's a cool friend to have, you know?
Oh my God, I love him.
And he's such a good actor.
I don't
He's
know
amazing.
him, but he's so good.
He's amazing. But yeah, other comedians, I like to bounce off stuff, and that's the best. Like just going to breakfast and just writing. It's really fun.
Is he like that too, though? Because like, you know, he's got like the hiking thing that he does.
Yeah.
But is he someone that likes to tickle himself?
Yeah, I think so. And he's very, very similar too. He does art, he does paintings, and I think he plays the banjo too. But I think he is also a sensitive soul too.
But you've managed to, I mean, you find that Kevin Nealon, it's really interesting because like you're out and about a lot. You know, like you're on the road, you do shows. I'm always impressed with the people that not because of their name. I'm impressed because I'll meet them and they're good people, about the people that are friends with you. Mm-hmm. Like you've managed to, in a comedy industry where there's so many different personalities.
Yeah.
And so many different people that are probably like not the people you're going to go out to dinner with.
Right.
But you've managed to like attract or whatever it might be with some like really just wonderful people who are really conversive about their experience and are aware of all the pitfalls of it.
Yeah, that's true. No, I think
you're making a self-discovery. Yeah,
no, I think I do attract, and thank goodness I do, people that are vulnerable or open and have a warm soul.
Yeah.
I think that's what I feel safe around. So yeah, that makes sense.
Is that so? It's not a conscious thing. It just kind of happens. But how do you? I'm really impressed. I just noticed that like even in class sometimes something will come up and you're like, I'm going to disengage from. I will just internally kind of like. You're protective of self.
Yeah, I know. Maybe you've seen that in class sometimes. I get real quiet, but
I
hope that's
appreciate
not bad. And
it's not bad at all.
Oh, okay.
I really I'm taken with it. Like I observe it, and I'm like, she's taking care of herself right now.
Yeah, but then sometimes, and this is what's good about class, is dropping the walls I put around myself or my ego too, and just being open to try and learn and observe others and learn from, and that's the most helpful thing, right? For me, I think is just, really putting the ego away is my biggest, and to just, because I do want to get better at acting, and I enjoy it when I'm really locked in.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, class is great. It rocks. It is. It's good.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's really interesting. Like sometimes we'll get someone in class like you. I remember we had like Mahershala Ali in class, and everyone's like, "What's he doing in class?" But what I was really impressed with is how much he let people see him struggle, which is one of the reasons which I was like, "Oh, this is why you're so good." And it made me think of Javier Bardem, who of course I've never taught, but he said something I used to play it in class it was my way of just going, guys, get your ego out of it. Because he has this thing on Sam Jones. Remember Sam Jones? The podcast. It was a wonderful podcast.
Oh, I'm going to have to listen to this.
But he said something like that he would always go to, I don't remember, I'm going to get it wrong, but it was like some, I don't remember which country it was, but like there was a great acting, like he called it a seminar, but it was like a weekend or a week-long, like just class. Workshop, and he'd be around all these young 18-year-old people who had no virtually no experience. And he would go down there because that was the moment to drop all of his bullshit, drop all the tricks, drop all of it, and get back to the basics.
Yeah.
And he said it was really good for him, and it was good for them to see that even someone like him, who's won an Oscar, hits walls and struggles.
Yeah.
And needs to like go back to the basics.
Yeah.
And just like, and he's like, and remember, and he was even said like, when you win an Oscar, that's just called lucky. He's like, that doesn't mean anything. And it is, I think sometimes that is the challenge. It's so important for people to realize like, sometimes it's all ego when you think like, oh, people are going to expect this thing from me, where it's like, if you can get over that, it's so helpful, because that's really what you're being asked to do, is to go on set, and anything you've ever done before doesn't mean shit when you're in that scene.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
We don't care if you've won 20 Oscars.
Yeah.
That won't make the scene good. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So I feel it's like your ability to like step into that environment is really, it's impressive.
Thanks. I'll try.
You try?
Yeah,
How-
it feels
well,
good.
How do you, Melissa, go through, like when you were done with SNL, right? You were on there for how many years?
6
6
seasons.
years. That's a long time. That's a big chunk of your life. And you were living in New York,
I
right?
should have done 7, the completion, but
You should have done the
that's all right.
completion.
No.
But it's kind of been a recurring theme when someone comes off of anything for that long. Did you have a sink emotionally?
Yeah. Yeah. I thought, I might get teary-eyed, but it's okay. No, I really thought that after that meant no one cares about me anymore, or that I'm not special. And I thought, oh no, I'm not going to sell tickets on the road. No one's going to come out because I'm not. You know, there's a certain, because you feel so special when you're on that show, like, oh, you're on SNL, like, but I found that through, especially after, I think, you know, I keep performing and the fans still come, and I think the good thing is I'm still creating stuff, whether it's art or, you know, I send weekly newsletters, I do my podcast, so I have this connection with my fans, and I do see that the shows, they're still doing great on the road. And the more I'm writing, more vulnerable I get, the more I'm bringing joy. And people really, really want joy right now. So my comedy is, it's a warm, silly time. You know, I mean warm like, you know, heartwarming. My comedy is.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of that. So yeah. I think, but after the show, I was like, what the hell am I gonna do?
Right.
And I didn't. And with acting too, I was like, oh, maybe I'll get offers and stuff. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that at all. And I think, I even told my manager, I was like, why am I not getting offers? I was on SNL 6 seasons. Doesn't that mean anything? But it's not the same. The sketches and stuff you can't put on a acting reel. It doesn't work the same.
Yeah.
And I think and I think great. This is great for me that I had to kind of come back down to earth in a way.
Yeah.
Because it felt like I was in I even drew a drawing. It felt like I was in some different cloud, a planet. You know, SNL was this whole other world. And then just to come back and just humble myself and go back to class. And, you know, like I mentioned the other day, I finally wrote my first short film, which I'm going to film this summer. So that'll hopefully get more acting footage. And
are you going to direct it too, or are you?
My friend Maddie Carteropa is going to direct it. Do you know Maddie? He's this link. You would recognize him. He pops up everywhere. He's one of my best friends, and he studied directing, and he's going to direct it. And it's going to, but I have a good crew and friends that will film. So
like we had someone on who was saying, you know, they were on a show for 7 years, and then they had this expectation. And then there was nothing.
Same
and
thing.
then they start to compare themselves.
yeah,
They went through the comparison. And I was like, did you ever go through any of that, of a comparison?
Yeah. I'm like, well, why is there was one? I mean, there's a few cast members that were like they were just one season, and they're in a bunch of movies and shows. I'm like, what the?
Yeah, what
and
is
I'm
happening?
like, what is wrong? But I have to remember. Well, those parts aren't me.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm a very specific. It's okay. Let me figure it out. It'll be all right. Everything is, you know, it's going at what is best for what I can handle. I have to remember that too.
Best for what you can handle.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you constantly have to learn that.
I have to tell myself that because it's, yeah.
Like, this is maybe not my thing. And
Yeah,
that's okay.
you get like your wires tangled with someone else and you think that belongs to me. And you're like, well, that's not what I wanted. Why would I? But it's too much to compare. You gotta.
Do you have someone where you're like, okay, I need a little guidance here. Like, who do you call when you're like, this is where I'm at?
Oh. Well, I've been doing this. It's actually with my friend group, and I did it today. Every Sunday since the beginning of the year, we have a Sunday group sesh where we just talk about the wins in the past week and the goals for the next week. So it's with my friend Maddie, a couple other, Steven, who wrote with me on SNL, my friend Vince Caldera, my friend Jenna, and my sister. It's 6 of us, and we all share, and that's been keeping us going and holding accountable. I think that's what I wanted.
Do you mutually lead it, or is it
well, my friend Maddie took over.
He took over.
He is so good because after we each share, he always goes, "Do you feel good? Do you feel supported?" You know, he just does that, and I'm like, it's always so comforting to hear that. You know,
but isn't it everything? Because I think that
we need that.
Well, I think when we feel like we're on an island, things feel so much more hopeless.
Oh yeah.
But when you're like, oh, I've got a team full of like creative people where we will, if we got the shot, we'd be bringing each other on board. Like this isn't just individuals trying to do what they want to do. We are collectively working towards something.
It's been really helpful this year, you know, and also just saying out loud, when you say out loud your wins from a week, you feel better. Sometimes we don't say it out loud, right?
And what, like, give me an example of a win.
Well, I pitched my TV show this year, which no one picked up, which is okay. But today, and I shared that, you know, and it was a little I was frustrated, and that's okay to be. But my friend Maddie was like, what if you made it a web series, the pilot? And I'm like, oh yeah, I could. And if I split up the episode in just a couple few episodes, it could, who knows?
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, you're right, Maddie. I could just, instead of just being like, well, trash it, it's done. It's still a really good show idea. And I think it'd be really fun to film.
So are you guys doing it?
Yeah, I think I'm going to plan it out. But first I have to film my short film. That's been the priority. And then I'll do that too.
How long is it going to be?
What, the
short film?
Oh, I hope not more than 10 minutes.
Okay.
But it's a funny, it's about, did I mention I've been in piano lessons?
I don't think so.
Okay,
no.
so I've had a few piano recitals, and it's very funny because I'm the only adult in there. It's just me and a bunch of kids.
Oh my God.
And I have like class recital photos where we're all standing there. And I love it. It cracks me up. So I wrote a short film about just a girl down on her luck, and she's just in a piano recital with a bunch of kids, and she's really jealous of them, and just it's a fun little.
Are you still doing that? Like doing
I have my next recital in June.
That you should be filming that.
Yeah. I know.
That would be a little fun.
It's so
documentary.
Fun.
I want to watch Melissa learning with kids.
And the last recital, I played the song that Celine Dion sang at the opening of the Olympics, a French song, and I go, "This is the song that Celine sang at the Olympics. I believe it's called Hymne à l'amour." And then there was a French kid that was in the recital too, and he goes, "No, it's Hymne à l'amour." He said it correctly, and I go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And then I didn't play, but they like me. My piano teacher, I think he likes, because I don't know, I think I bring some comic relief in there because the kids get really serious, you know.
Of course they do.
So I love it. I love the piano.
Have you seen the show DTF St. Louis?
Mm-mm.
Okay, you got to watch it. But David Harbour, at one point, his character is taking dance lessons. And it's just great how they introduce it because he got him for his kid, but his kid hated it. So he's like, I decided to use him.
Oh, that's great.
So he is taking dance lessons with a whole bunch of shows, but he's really getting into it.
That's
I think you'd be like, yep, that's my thing. That actually, I totally see that. I could see you.
Yeah.
You have to film that.
Yeah. I will. Okay, the next one I'll film.
You
for
interacting
sure.
with these kids would
Yeah.
be just
Yeah.
a delight.
Yeah.
But so when you so the group, that's what keeps you from the down. You're on the road how often?
Well, this year I prioritize writing and being in class, staying a little more consistent with my classes here, which has been really nice. Last year it was every other weekend the entire year.
Yeah.
So that's why I missed a lot of classes, but I was this year I was like I wanted to stay here. It felt good too.
When you're on the road, I guess obviously you've become very seasoned at it. People must run into that must be hard. How you handle the road must really mean a lot. Like how you handle the time, how you handle your freedom. I'm sure a lot of bad habits can be formed on the road.
Yeah, but I'm pretty good. I have my little rhythm of, if I always try to bring my feature act, a comedian like Vince or Steven that can have a good friend with me.
Okay.
So at least we're bouncing off bits, we're
That's
being
great.
productive, and but my habit is I have a rhythm. It's like eat well, work out, meditate, write, sleep, take a nap before the 2 shows. It's pretty much that's it.
That took you.
It took me probably a few years to figure that out. And then,
Yeah.
But I need the hotel room to be. I don't like any hairs on those sheets. I have to make sure there's a firm pillow.
Okay.
Because that's 4 nights there.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in. I have to. That's important.
How often do people seek your counsel?
Ooh. Who seeks my counsel?
Meaning, like, they need help on the road. They need to know, like, their comedy. Like, how do you?
Well, I haven't had someone. I don't think I've had that yet, but I'm trying to. I haven't had that yet.
No.
I would hope some young comics reach out.
Guys.
Yeah, reach out.
Reach out. She's there.
Yeah.
To lend.
It would make me feel good to help too.
Who were some of the people that helped you out, like, initially before?
I was just gonna say. So when I had to go out on the road after America's Got Talent, and I hated every second of it, I reached out to Maria Bamford, and Maria I did a show with, who's one of my favorite comedians, and she was the first comic where I was like, whoa, she's nice, she's silly, she does voices like me, she's a little kooky, just awesome, And I remember messaging her, and I'm like, hey, how do I survive this? What do I do, Maria? Because she was just my angel, and she was, I heard her voice every time she would text me. She's like,
oh, yeah, find cool coffee shops and go and write at cool coffee shops and maybe listen to these podcasts. These are really nice and comforting. Maybe find some volunteer work in the local.
I'm like, whoa, she gave me like a list of things to, and it was really nice. I was like, I'm going to follow Maria Bamford's guidelines on how to feel okay on the road. And that was really nice.
Yeah, God, that's good.
She just gave a nice list of how to take care of yourself. Because if not, I would have just been crying the whole time in my hotel room. Yeah.
You have to be really careful. No, but I think you have to be really careful when you're young, coming up, about what advice you're listening to, because everyone has advice to offer.
Yeah.
And one thing, at least I try to say when I'm giving advice, is I was like, guys, take this all with a grain of salt. Meaning I have advice from my experience, but it may not be right for you.
Right.
I was like, because I think sometimes we see someone who we think is an authority on something, and we are just like, I'm going to do everything that they said. And sometimes people aren't even thinking about it, I have a really I did a movie with a guy in 1996, but I'll never forget, he had a story about Kevin Spacey that I was like, oh no. But he was like, he had met Kevin Spacey. He saw him at a grocery store, and he's like, I'm such a big fan of yours. Do you have any advice? He's like, yeah, I do. He's like, work your butt off. You don't have time to sleep. You don't have time to sleep. He's like, when I was coming up, I only slept 4 hours at most.
Whoa.
He's like, read your scripts, work on your acting, outwork everybody.
Whoa.
So this guy, I'm not saying he was the most sane individual.
Yeah.
But and they had gone to the same school. And for the next year, he's like, I'm going to be just like Kevin Spacey. Whoa. I'm not going to sleep.
Whoa.
I'm not going to do anything. And then he saw Kevin Spacey a year later. And he goes, yeah, I just want to say, I've been doing everything you said. I've been going. I've been working really hard. And Kevin Spacey goes, I never would have said that.
Oh.
You got to get a minimum of 8 hours. You got to be in shape.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say.
And you're just like,
Oh. 4 hours? Forget it.
and you're just like, oh God, like I only slept for 7.5 years. I'm a little like, I could have used an extra half an hour. But I think there's, but that's the other thing is that sometimes you offer advice in a mood you're in and whatever it might be. And I think it's really, that's why I try to be really careful.
That's important. I'm going to say that too. Take my advice with a grain of salt.
Grain of salt.
Okay.
It's just so different.
Yeah, every person's different. Every path, yeah.
Yeah. What do you do? As you watch, you seem,
Am I good?
are you good?
Is it? No, my path to acting.
Yeah, no, I watch you. You have a really wonderful kind of autonomy where you kind of have, and tell me if I'm wrong, because I don't mean to put this on you, but it seems like you know your happiness is up to you.
Yes. Yes.
That you're not seeking another person to be, you're going to make me happy or unhappy.
Right. Yes.
How do you arrive at that? Where does that come from?
That's so cool you notice that. But I don't know, because even in high school, I don't know, I'm trying to think of, I think it had to be on those years on the road. I think I had to learn because I noticed, oh man, I don't know how my answer's coming out.
Do you think it's also, I wonder, tell me, we're coming up with a theory here. Can I get one?
Yeah.
You know who seemed like that to me too was, you know Randall Park?
Yes.
Lovely. You've probably known him for years.
No, I never met him before. Did he do stand-up?
He did for a little while. He did.
Whoa.
I don't think he loved. He did. He hated it.
Yeah,
I don't think he liked it, but he did. He would always make. He was kind of like you. He was always. But again, it's kind of like here's an Asian man coming up where you only got opportunities to play Asian male. Mm-hmm. That's emotionally taxing when you've been working really hard and the opportunities aren't coming. But he learned how to make his own things. He started just making like weird shorts and started doing all these things. And now look, he's doing so well now.
Yeah.
Now he's producing and creating and living.
Awesome.
He was on the podcast and he was so incredibly wonderfully articulated. But I think,
Was he in classes here too?
yeah, he was in class for a long time.
Wow.
And I remember, like he said about it, he's like, sometimes like I'd really beat myself up out of class. Like I'd be like, that was hard for me. But he wasn't needing me to say good job. Like he wasn't like, his self-worth wasn't determined by what I said. He was just wanting to be good at this thing and he would get intrigued by it. Like that was hard for me. I really want to come back and find, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's very he has the ability to know it's like, I'm doing it for me, not for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, obviously everything's for an audience,
Right.
but I've got to like me.
Yes.
I've got to like what I'm doing. And if my liking it is being determined by whether you like it, then we're screwed.
Yeah.
I think that's like sometimes when I watch someone, like when I watch any type of comedy where I was like, oh, I feel like I'm in good hands because you're not you're not determining it off what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, I got you.
Yeah.
Like we may go a little slow right now. We may go a little fast, but like there's a payoff.
I know. I love when there's that place of, when it comes to self-love and worth, when I'm like, man, I'm having so much fun with me. Then it you can tell it's with comedy too on stage that everyone feels it. It really is mental. I don't know where that came from, but and I have always feel the most beautiful when I'm in that place.
Richard, could you write that down? I'm having a lot of fun with me. We have to make a cup or a shirt with that. I'm having a lot of fun with me.
Yeah.
No, but really, that should be your shirt.
No, it's true. I mean,
That's my favorite thing I think I've heard.
I sometimes say that on stage where I'm like, I have this bit about, remember that sketch I did on SNL, that's the girl. Remember you
Yeah.
said
I love that.
oh,
Yeah.
that came
That's
from a
sad.
girl I heard at Target. She was like, oh man, that's sad. And I was cracking up so much that night. I just remember that night because it was New Year's Eve and I was alone. That's sad. And I kept like cracking myself up alone in bed, and I just kept saying it. And I was just like, that's such a cool moment when you're by yourself and you're just having a good time.
My wife and I do that all the time.
You
to
do?
each other, all the time. And I was doing it in class, and I got embarrassed. I was like, I think that's you. I think it's you. But I was literally doing class. Like, someone said, like, oh, I was like, oh, that's fine. That's fine. And then I was like, wait a second.
so
Melissa's
funny.
right there. Now
That's
I felt like, oh my
so
God, she's
funny.
going to hate me.
No, that's so nice. That was such a fun one to get. That was such a specific thing to get on the show. I was like, wow, that
What's
really
that?
went.
Okay, for something like that. So how does that get pitched? Like you bring it, like I got this thing.
Well, yeah, I brought it to a writer, and I was like, this happened. I want to figure out how to make this a sketch, because all you need is that one phrase sometimes.
Over and over.
And we first wrote it when I think it was Ariana DeBose hosted.
Yeah.
And they were these two girls that worked at a hospital, and everything they kept hearing from, what their diagnosis was that's that. And like they were just reading the charts. It didn't work as well, great. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'll come back later. And then when Selena Gomez on, I was like, well, this is the only option. There's no other Latino on the cast at that time. And it's really up to just when there's a host that can do it. And so then that one, it worked better in that talk show format of like Pico Rivera, these two girls talking about Pico Rivera news. Right. So that was really fun.
So she took a stab at it. So
yeah, she killed it.
And then she's so good.
She was she reminded me of those girls in school. Like she was really, really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
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 I think what makes her so special is like she doesn't look like a funny person.
Yeah.
She's like, there's nothing that looks funny, but she's very freaking funny. Even when you watch her back, like, she's got a very serious face. So dynamically, it's so interesting. But she does have a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
And even when you go back and watch Wizards of Waverly Place, you're like, oh, you're really freaking funny. You're really technically gifted. And then when you see a murder in the building, because she's like this and it's very dry.
Right.
But then it's like,
but it works.
That's that. I mean, that's just amazing. And of course, my wife is Mexican.
Yeah.
She's just like all. I think she did literally the other day. I was like, and she said to my son, and my son was like, "What? What are you doing?"
I love that. That's so fun.
That, by the way, that must be like you're talking about being Latina and all that. Like, there must be. Do you feel an obligation regarding like? Do you feel like a pride, like just like making sure that you are, like in your comedy? Is there anything that goes into that?
As long as it's truthful. I think as long as it's coming from like something that actually my family does or someone in my, there's a truth to it.
Is your family a big source of your stuff?
Those are my favorite bits. Yeah. I want to keep writing and expanding on that because it's really fun. And I think it keeps memories alive when I share it in my shows. Yeah, now that we're getting older, I mean, there's more relatives that are passing away. I'm like, but I think with my stand-up, I'm still holding the memories of things and sharing them, and it makes me happy to,
But that goes right back to it. It makes you like that.
Yeah. It's nice.
Making you happy. What's it like? And what's this journey been like in the last few years? Because I know you're so. I know Melissa has a billion thoughts that sometimes she's like keeping to herself, and you've learned to do that,
Yeah.
You have to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
Versus someone that's just like throwing every opinion out there. And as a comic who's literally paid for their opinions.
Right.
But you are incredibly disciplined. And whether that's been forced or learned or whatever.
Maybe it was forced growing up,
Forced.
Yeah, maybe.
Give it yourself. Like I watch it.
Yeah.
I watch you. As I you'll go.
So
and I don't know what's happening.
No, so I think I think I'm super opinionated, but I have to keep it in because my mom. So I am both my parents. My dad is the smiley, positive people pleaser, wants everyone to feel safe and get along, and my mom, Guadalupe, doesn't give.
My mother-in-law is Guadalupe.
Oh my God.
Does she go by Lupita?
She doesn't. She goes by Lupe.
Okay.
But my grandma goes by Lupita. But man, my mom can make a face that will make you question why you even this. It's.
Can you do it? Can I see it?
Yeah, like we were at Disneyland, okay, at the Star Wars ride, and my mom doesn't like corny people. She could see right through if someone's trying too hard.
Okay.
Tryhards, not good with her. And this poor guy working the ride, he's in his Star Wars gear, and he goes, "We're part of the resistance. We're here to save you." And my mom made a face, and I'm like, and it just was like, Mom, you guys don't. He's trying his best.
It's his job.
It's his job, But she can, and so that
he's pushing. He's working too hard.
It's too hard. So I have that underneath.
Oh, you
and
do.
I do have. I can tell when someone's there's the energy of someone that I'm not vibing with. I shut down like, nah, I don't like this, but I'm trying to find the balance of both of those two, because it's hilarious being if I could be very opinionated like my mom, but I need to make sure but that's where acting, I think, in certain scenes we do in class, it could come out this rate or whatever opinion, and it's truly, I could feel like my mom's essence just
coming out
straight forward.
My mother-in-law says that's crazy. She's like, you can't trust people with thin lips.
What?
I'm like, what? Yeah. I don't trust people with thin lips. I'm like, is there data? Is there do you have data on this one? Mm-mm. Thin lips. I'm like, okay. But when it comes to that opinions and all that stuff,
so
like
funny.
you in comedy are surrounded by a lot of people with a lot of strong opinions, and in this current political climate, that must be sometimes like you just like I'm staying in my I'm not. How do you protect yourself when you start to hear stuff where you're like, ah?
I know. I think I don't get in it with people. I just ignore and have to run away. I think that's why I run or work like I need to let out physically and sweat so I don't, because my anger, if I can't.
Interesting.
I don't want to. Well, that's a balance. There's anger there.
Anger fuels you.
But I also God, it's such a tough, because I want to be liked and I want to be everyone's friend, but then I could get very angry.
Yeah. So those are sometimes both there at the same time.
Yeah.
And so that's where it just ends up with.
Yeah. Yes. That's what it happens.
That's the world.
That's what happens.
That's the most loaded silence. There's so much going on in there.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Whoa.
But sometimes that look, I'm like, I know how much is going on in there. But you've learned that's not something that I think that's probably but that's something you probably had to practice for. I mean, since you were a kid.
Yeah, I think I have a lot of memories, with my brothers and sisters, like my parents being like, I remember them being just, don't ever brag, always say thank you to people, like just drilling those same things over and over, always be grateful, always say bye to everyone at every part. So there's always I feel like there are real, just, was drilled with those things.
Drilled with
don't be too opinionated. You can't speak up for. I think I didn't have that either. That speak up for yourself. I didn't have that as a kid. I think I was always a little quiet.
No, it makes so much sense. I think that there's
Catholic schools for all my life. That's another realm of stuff.
All of it. I mean, no. I mean, I watched my wife when I met her. She's actually right over there.
I can meet her.
You're gonna meet her today. But when I met her, she literally immigrated here for me. But when we first started dating, she would not say what she was thinking.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a learn, like, didn't want to upset it. And there are times where I'd be like, try to tell me what you're feeling right now. And she would say it to me in English. and she speaks perfect English. Like she doesn't even have an accent, but she would always be very careful. And I feel like I don't feel like you're saying what you actually think. What if you just say it in Spanish, and then it would be, it would be so. I was like,
Oh, did you really want that?
I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, oh, so you're angry at me. Like, you want to kill me right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
To say it in Spanish.
That's
Maybe
so
you could do that
funny.
next time. Just say something in
Oh
a
my
different language and be
God.
like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Jeez.
Nada.
That's so fun. Yeah, I feel that though. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Like, better not to say anything, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But then what an interesting thing that you're a comedian. You know, that you
I know. I'm trying to work. I want to keep, because there's a lot of fun bits where I'm letting out this angry Melissa. I call her the mean Melissa, and the crowd like loves it. They're like,
really loving
they
her.
love it because they're like, whoa, we've never seen this. Yeah, I think it brings joy to the crowd to see someone that's always so bubbly and happy to just finally let loose, and they're like, oh shit, and they get excited for me when I finally let out my opinion.
Yeah.
I noticed that in certain bits, they love.
Well, dynamically, you don't lead with anger, so like it
Right,
it
right.
adds a nice juxtaposition.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
see
exactly.
Melissa going,
Right.
ah!
Yeah, so it's fun.
So
It's
you're
very
learning
fun.
that new power.
Yes.
That's cool.
It is. It feels cool.
Yeah. How do
Feels
you
good.
do you notice that like working on acting is making you learn more things about yourself?
Yeah, I think.
Because I think in acting we encounter ourselves. Like we start to recognize, ooh, I struggle with this, allowing this to happen, or I'm like learning how to allow.
Yeah.
This
I
acting
know.
is so much allowing things to happen.
And just opening up that shell, even if the vulnerability, that's what it is, the vulnerability of, oh, I might cry in this, and
That is what it might.
and it might be, but it probably would feel really good too.
Yeah. I think that's why little kids are so good, because they haven't learned to, a lot of little kids haven't learned to they haven't learned that they're supposed to repress or hide, or they haven't been told that they suck, or they haven't been, so it's just like allowing whatever is happening to happen.
Whatever. I know.
So there's so much more like, they're much more open vessels of absorption. Mm-hmm. And it feels like,
we have all these little barriers.
yeah, the older we get, we've learned, oh, don't say it like that, or don't talk like that, or you look funny when you do that.
Yeah,
And the second all of a sudden the vanity or the ego gets involved, that's when we start
I know.
cutting off but you do such a good job, though. I believe that, when you talk about, what's that line again? I have fun with me.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like, that is like look at this. This is you with Muppets.
Yeah.
I mean, the equivalent, like there's that.
They feel real to me too.
But that is, I know. Well, they're your happy friends.
Yeah, that was a cool thing for the Whittier Library, where I'm from. It was just, to promote. I like helping out the libraries, and
It's so selfish of you.
so selfish.
You're so selfish. Goal, like, where are you? Talk about that goal group that you're having.
Yeah.
Like, I know you are still writing your show, like you're writing scripts, you're still, I'm sure you'll go through another round of pitching soon enough, at one point. What are some of the things that we're working on?
Well, I mean, yes, filming that short.
Huge.
Yeah, it took years to even sit down to write it or something, because I was like, I need a short film, but I don't know what. I mean, I want to be a co-lead in a comedy movie, or like a buddy comedy road movie. That was, I have this one movie idea with my friend who wrote with me at SNL, Steven Castillo, and it just sounds like a blast. And I'm like, I'm just gonna have to write it,
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. And
Would Steven write it with you?
yeah, he's gonna write it with me. We have most of the outline.
You do.
Yeah, and
Are you still
really
learning?
wanna see
Are
it.
you still learning your process for writing scripts?
I mean, I still feel like I almost feel like I want to get into a class, or is it just? But my manager says also it's just reading and reading and reading and reading.
It is just reading. I mean, so much. And doing, I remember a friend of mine would like his thing was he and his and the director, they've done a whole bunch of scripts. Kim Marino, like I remember, like
Yeah.
they would like spend so much time outlining and outlining and outlining and outlining, and then I just remember like he and I forget, but like they would lock themselves in a room, like like they would just like for a week or two, I don't remember exactly, but they would just like together project it into a screen. They would take turns writing.
Whoa.
And then, because like once for them, I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's
yeah,
everybody,
yeah,
they would
yeah.
flesh out that outline
Yeah.
so much. So
Yeah.
it was basically written, but then they would act it out to make sure it's all reading right.
Whoa.
It was really
That's
interesting
cool.
because I was working with someone the other day who got a script. It was a good script, but I could tell, and he was he's making it, but didn't know which part. Because of course he's going to have to audition for it to make sure that the money people say yes. But I was like, have you ever workshopped this? Because I could tell. He's like, no. I mean, we've done table read. I was like, the problem is for me coaching you on this is that we're going to discover a lot of problems with the script because you haven't done this already.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
What do you mean by the workshop? Like,
meaning like sometimes when writer in class sometimes like we've had writers who are before sending it out, or they've sent it out and they're already working on making sure to be ready for when it gets made. They'll do scenes in class, bring in scenes, so we can really figure out like whether it's working or not.
yeah.
And then we'll just like say, ooh, that you got it, like this needs to be rewritten, or this doesn't make any sense. Just like, to me, that's the magic of it. It was like getting in and really kind of going, like Kelly Walker, do you know, Ryan Garcia is one of my teachers. His wife, Kelly, wrote this gorgeous script. And it's so good, and it got bought by Glenn Powell's company.
Oh, cool.
And Ryan is a wonderful actor, and some of the scenes were so gorgeous that I was like, I asked Kelly, I was like, what was your process? She's like, so she and Ryan would act out every scene ad nauseum, beat for beat, and I think that sometimes it's why I really do believe that when, maybe you think of it this way, because I think when you're really writing well, you don't even know it, but you're working on your acting. And when you're working on your acting really well, you're actually working on your writing because you're understanding what the structure of it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I catch myself when I'm writing the short of just saying it out loud too.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
You're probably playing all the roles. That's the hard. I think that's writing is such a solitary world. I'm sure you need you want to involve people too.
Yeah, I've sent, I've gotten some notes from a few different people, but then it's so many notes. I'm like, oh man, what am I doing? Then it's too much. I have to almost limit just a couple,
What do you?
Right?
Yeah. Oh,
no?
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone's got grain of salt.
I know, I'm learning right now. I know.
Grain of
I'm
salt.
really learning right now.
What is when you're on the? Do you have like when you're at home? Do you like have a? Do you like have a creative schedule, or do you just basically kind of like do it upon inspiration?
No, I need discipline. So I can't be, once I sit and start, then I'm on a roll. It's just the sitting to starting is what's the hardest,
Yeah.
right? Just being like, I'll do later, but sitting my ass down and
It's the 3-second principle.
what's that?
If you think I should write, and all of a sudden you have 3 seconds to respond.
Whoa.
You literally just have to start.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're going to have to start over with the cycle, and it might not happen again for another hour. I've been trying, not always successfully, but when I'm at home and I'm like, I got to write these emails or I got to do this assignment, I got to like literally rush to my computer,
Yeah.
because otherwise that impulse is going to wane. So it's just write it, because once you start, you ain't going to stop.
It's good. I know.
You're in it. Let's come up with an agreement, you and I, 3
Yes.
seconds.
Okay.
We have 3 seconds
3
to
seconds. Okay.
do it. Yeah.
And in the morning is better for me if I can.
Well then, do it in the morning. That's when the impulse is coming. You gotta follow it.
Yeah.
I could watch Melissa think all day.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Really good. You're having a million thoughts right now.
No, because I was also thinking what your question of what are my goals? Yeah, I want to be in more comedy movies and shows. And drama, to be honest. I think in class I'm discovering I'm like, I
You like
really
it.
like it.
I think, you know, it's funny. I think there are certain people, like Chloe Wepper was here before you.
Oh, cool.
And she's really,
I love
she was
Chloe.
always so great at comedy. And she booked a lot of shows as comedy. And now she's been booking a lot of drama. But I think that for some people, for a majority of people, if you can be great at comedy, it just helps your drama.
Yeah.
But there are a certain amount of people where the drama actually deepens the comedy
Yeah.
by becoming good at drama. I feel
Yeah.
like that's like a
Yeah.
smaller percentage.
Yeah.
And I think for you, I think the drama gives you, because sometimes when we're doing comedy, I mean, listen, you literally make your living from comedy. But I think sometimes when we do that, we start to feel very obligated to the funny.
Yeah.
And somehow the drama is saying like, oh, that's not my job to worry about that right now. So it gives you more permission to just explore it. You know what I mean? Which probably you're enjoying that freedom.
Yeah. And even with the certain bits on stage where I am in a act out that is, I'm being very serious or intense or just, you know, and I'm not trying to be fun. It helps a bit when I'm committing to that's
Fully going there.
yeah. Yeah, so.
Well, this has been a joy sitting with you.
Yeah, this was so fun, John. Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, I was just so
Yeah.
excited that it's just nice to be sitting across the table from you.
Yeah.
What do you know, I
Thank
hope
you.
you're doing something really fun tonight.
I'm gonna rehearse with Brett.
There you go. That's very fun. I love
Yeah.
it.
But after this, I'm gonna, my friend Chappelle, another comedian, he's in a punk band. So I brought my electric guitar and we're just gonna jam for a little bit.
I wish you would do that in class. Just come and play.
I'm trying to learn power chords right now because I want to learn all the punk songs I loved in high school.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And feel good with these days, you know?
And you're still learning new
They're great,
things. You just
yeah.
keep learning. That's another source
I
of
think
fun.
that's the best thing.
Just keep learning.
Yeah.
All right, what a joy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks.
#Actorlife is a John Rosenfeld Studios podcast, produced and edited by Pave Path Productions, filmed and sound engineering by World Enterprise, sound mixing and original music by Brandon Liu and Brandon Liu Music. To learn more about John Rosenfeld Studios, visit www.johnrosenfeld.com.